Welcome back again to Out on a Limb. And before we get started, I've got to give you your secret word for popping in the chat at the end to win those prizes. And that is !husband. Chosen by the cast, by the way. So yes, stick
part
around
of
with
the
that.
cast. Part of the cast.
Yes, Scotty here was instrumental.
Scotty shows it.
Getting back to heaven in Night City. Nick's Darcy crops up after you finish your conversation to indicate your colleague Strife did say she was going to be back in touch around this point of the afternoon to see if you can't decipher what's going on with these hands that you got from your associate Kitty. Would you like me to get in touch with her, tell her that you're ready?
Yeah, send her a reminder, and also tack on at the end for taking deep breaths so she doesn't get pneumonia again.
I have done so. Her agent is rather unpleasant to interact with. I said he's been rather snarky back to me, saying that she knows already. Invictus doesn't bother giving you that reminder, knowing that it would piss you off, but does say that Nyx is definitely ready to consult with you on those hands.
All right, I'm going to go get the hands, and I'm also just annoyed that Invictus literally did not remind me to take deep breaths. So on the way up there, I'm just going to be in the elevator hoping no one shows up, and I'm getting those deep breaths in, but I still don't feel great.
You are remembering to take those deep breaths, aren't you? He suddenly reminds you after you start taking them.
Thanks, Invictus. And I actually, if I have got a data pad or anything, instead of talking to my agent, I just write out a note to self. Find a better personality for Invictus.
Work in progress. So you get back to the Concord Medical Center and the Nyx's clinic, and you can pop down your Rockland hands in their box, sealed in their box, and see what you can find out.
Yeah, I look at Nyx and go, well, I was going to do more work on these hands, but then I got called away for a filter issue. But so far, I haven't done much with them, but we can check together if that's okay.
Yeah, Nyx will agree. A second pair of eyes is always a good thing to have on things like this. And they'll take the box with the hands in to take it over to the desk and do a kind of trade-off where they take the box with hands in and almost automatically pass Strife pain relief, because Nyx isn't stupid and knows that Strife is in pain and is probably pretending that she's not.
No, Strife is not doing a good job of hiding that she's in pain, but she figures, well, I know that my agent isn't going to care, aside from the fact that if I keel over and die, he'll run out of battery eventually. So she's, when you get a stitch in your side and you're just I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm okay, and that's what she's doing.
But you're handed painkillers during that performance.
Yeah, if that's the case, Nyx will actually make Strife sit on one of the spare beds and angle the bed up slightly so that she can sit supported rather than having to have the weight of a rib cage. And she'll Nyx will bring over one of the small surgical tray things, but put the hands on it, and we can work on it from there.
Excellent. So you pop the hands out. Now, Rockland are known for their high-end stuff is kind of quite sleek, creative, kind of inhuman almost, but these are their sort of more kind of consumer grade brand. They're still very nicely engineered hands, and they look like any standard Rockland product, a pair of cyber hands that you can plop onto the table. They just sort of hang loosely, the fingers as they're placed down. And they, as I said, they look like a Rockland band product. They have the Rockland logo up the sides as well.
Is there a way to kind of test them to see if they respond to stimulus, or is it
run a diagnostic on them? Yeah, let's have a Cybertech check.
Yay! It's one of my better stats. Oh, that's so good. 19. I'm sorry, no. 13. A 21.
Excellent. Yeah. So you perform your diagnostic check, give them like an impulse to see if they will work, and yeah, they seem to be responding as any piece of cyberware would at this time. Yeah. To get any more knowledge, you will have to sort of take them apart, I think.
Okay. Not sure what else to do with them unless we just totally rip them open. What would you like to do?
Nick shrugs and says, well, it's not like we're gonna let anybody else use them because of this whole incident. Might as well crack them open.
All right, let's get to work. I'll take right, you take left.
Sure thing.
Excellent. These are both DV13 Cybertech checks. So just pulling them apart, not too difficult.
Ooh, 18.
16.
Great. You both deftly pull the hands apart. So a couple of things are revealed by pulling the hands apart. One, the place where there would be product information, a serial number is just blank. And you find a small capsule embedded in between some of the servo motors that move the hands. Now, removing it without damaging it's going to be more difficult. But yes, this capsule should not be there. It's not a usual thing.
So when you say it's in there, so is it like in like the joints here, or more like in the palm?
It's in between where all your kind of your metatarsals and stuff would be, kind of between all the kind of working machinery, and it's very tiny.
So this is a delicate tweezer operation.
Yes. So this one is to remove it is a DV17. If you fail, you will break the capsule.
Is there machinery that can do it for us?
If you have a tech scanner, you can add to your roll, or you can use some complementary skills with each other to assist by adding bonuses.
All right.
Could I hypothetically use my surgery skills to remove it?
Yes. So you can, one of you could roll Cybertech, and the other one could roll surgery, and depending on who you nominate as being the primary person, they will get a +1 to their roll with a good check from the other. So who is going to lead the operation to open it up?
I'll go.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I've
Nick-
got a good cyber tech, but Nick's is the med tech, so.
Is the surgeon. Great. So give me your Cybertech check.
Ooh, that was close. Wait, did you say 17?
Yeah, DV17 was to perform the operation itself, yeah? Can you beat a 15?
Yes, I did. I was trying to remember the rule of if I matched. I got exactly 17.
Right. So that would have failed the actual, if you were actually doing it, but you're only consulting. So I will give a +1 to your surgery roll to you, Nix. And then you have luck or whatever you want to use on top.
Yeah, that makes it a 20.
Excellent. So, working together, do you want to? How do you use your cybertech expertise to guide Nyx? Do you want to describe that for us?
Looking at the hand and noting where it is, I kind of verbally guide Nyx of, go here, be gentle. This is, if you lift slightly under the capsule and pull gently and twist just so, as I kind of pull the mechanics apart, so that it can get pulled out.
So you actually physically, two of you working together, 4 pairs, 2 pairs of hands in there pulling.
But I've got small hands, so
yeah. Great. So you achieve it, and you pull out a tiny capsule, which you assume, you can easily assume carries the biological agent in it.
No, I don't have one, I don't think.
What are you trying to do?
I thought I had one of the med scanner things, so I could potentially scan it.
If we're in your clinic, wouldn't there be one in the clinic?
Well, not unless you took it at character creation. I'm not going to say you just have one randomly.
It's not in the medtech bag, is it?
No, it's not in the medtech bag. That is more of a kind of a flavor thing to have. Yeah, you would have had to spend eddies on it at character creation to have one. It can be a goal to get your hands on one, but yeah, I can't just gift one to you unless you took it at character creation. Okay. Tanya, can you remind me what you got for your diagnostic check? Initially, it was quite high, wasn't it? It was 20 odd or something.
Yeah, it was 21.
Yeah. So your diagnostic has been running in the background while you pull this open, and the results that are returned on your data pad is that the hands use a unique nerve impulse signature, right? Which is something you surmised before, but now you have an actual reading of what that signature is. And you surmise that you could possibly upgrade existing tech to alter it to use this signal. Or you could build cyberware from scratch to use this signal. So this is sort of a stopgap, perhaps.
Okay. I mean, I can fabricate something.
Yeah, so for the victims who are only compatible with this signal, you could possibly one by one, create the compatible cyberware with them. Obviously, there's quite a few victims in the tower and in the city as well. That would be sort of very time intensive for you, but it is possible.
Could I fabricate something that hones in on the signal, not so much the individual user?
No, not really, because it's not a broadcast signal. It's the signal that the cyberware uses to interface with the nerves of the user.
Okay.
So the nerves of the user has been altered by the virus to transmit nerve pulses in a certain way that the hands are capable of picking up on, but other cyberware isn't.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to sit down and start thinking of ways to capitalize on this, or how I would create something that would be able to track down the signal.
And Nyx, you've got the capsule in front of you there. Do you want to give me a deduction check?
Sure thing. Deduction. That is a 16.
Okay, so just about beating the 15 there. You know that you could analyze this sample, right? But doing so is it's a big and technical task. It's a big lab task. So it is a DV24, and it takes about 5 days to do a full viral analysis on something like this. It's you have to culture the virus. You have to find a way to culture the virus in sufficient numbers. Then you have to run lab tests on it. Those take time, computational power. And you would have to kind of revisit this every day. You wouldn't take all of each 5 days, but it's a long, laborious process to analyze the agent itself. Short of actually getting the research from Rocklin itself, this is another way of doing it. But it's a very tough, very technical task.
Nick's kind of like, sighs, having to just even think about the process it would take, but then kind of looks over at Proxy, and is just gonna have to do that.
So do you want to make a start on it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way checks like this work, these extended checks, so if you fail this check, as I said, it's a medical tech or biology check. It's DV24. If you fail this check, you'll lose 2 days of time as you try to culture the virus and fail.
Can I help with that at all?
What skill would you like to complement with?
I have first aid tech and
not quite technical enough.
Okay.
You could
do
do
the others. I've got electronic security.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is interfacing with electronics, but it is cybertech. I think cybertech's probably your closest because it's a cybertech related virus.
I spent 4 points of luck before I rolled and did a biology check. That was a 26.
Or never mind. You don't need my help.
Cow. Wow, good use of luck. Okay, so you think you can do this, but it's going to take several hours of work each of those 5 days to keep progressing. So if you want to get started today, that will be the rest of your afternoon. Is safely extracting it, finding you probably want to get into a fume hood and make sure you can't get out anywhere, and then start testing a way to see if you can culture the virus. But this will be your task for the rest of the afternoon. You won't be able to provide therapy or medical care or basically do anything while you work.
I mean, the only patient at the moment is Proxy, really, and Proxy is still kind of sedated anyway. So Nix will take the time to work on it.
Sure.
Periodically checking in on Proxy, but we'll probably have Darcy, watch over Proxy for the majority of the time. But Nix will explain to Strife, what she plans to do with the rest of her time.
All right. Do you need me to bring you anything or make sure that you get food, dinner, water, breakfast?
Yeah, that would be great, actually. Otherwise, Darcy will whine at me and distract me.
All right.
I do not
go
whine.
Well, I'd still rather have Darcy whining at me than, well... I just kind of point at my...
I will remind you again that you programmed me this way.
I programmed you a certain way. I did not program you with this level of snark and sarcasm.
I am trying to tone it down.
What, Nick?
Nix realizes what they've said and just immediately shuts up. There's nothing.
Strife will remember that.
Okay, so Strife, you have the rest of your day free while Nix works at the initial stages of analyzing this viral agent that she's got hold of. So what do you want to do with your newfound knowledge about this nerve impulse and the kind of generalized task of fabricating a improved filter, or of course you can take the rest of the day easy and heal up?
I think I'd spend a lot of time researching both the filter and seeing if there's anything on maybe underground networks about this thing that we found in the capsule, and kind of spend a good chunk of time researching, and if feasible, like depending on either how roles turn out or role playing, if there's a place I can go, kind of try to scavenge for filter parts.
Okay, so give me a library search with a +2 for your agent.
All right. Oh, good job, me. I didn't take anything extra in library. That's 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's so you don't find anything about the virus or the capsule. You don't know if anyone has reached the same conclusions as you have. So that part is kind of becomes quite fruitless, unfortunately. And what else were you researching? The where you might get these filters.
Yes.
Okay, so you could do another library search, or you could do a streetwise, or you could try and contact someone you know who knows a bit more about the city.
I think I'm gonna contact someone who knows more, because with all the time I spend kind of to myself, I don't know how much I'd know about the area around Heaven.
Cool. So you have a fix a contact in Kitty, or you can tell me someone else you might know who has a bit more of a on the ground knowledge.
Would Kitty actually help me after what happened?
Well, you did save his cabaret and kick out someone who wanted to run a racket on his venue.
True. All right, then I'll try to contact Kitty.
Hello. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Well, one, I'm not dead. Two,
that is good to hear.
Good to still be breathing, barely.
I hear you need to take deep breaths regularly when you have a punctured lung.
Does everybody know this but me? Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. And trust me, doing more than a little walking around is reminding me to deep breathe. I need to know.
Don't push it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not. I've been, just kind of going from one place to another and being as horizontal as I can. Just want to know if you knew where I could scavenge filters, like electronically controlled ones.
Well, now we do get a few interests for those kinds of parts, given that the water infrastructure is a little bit spotty still. Now, I'll tell you, there is a water treatment plant down by the bay, but as far as I know, it has a little cadre of piranha gangoons hanging about in it these days. So you'd have to deal with them or circumvent them somehow if you were to go poking around in there.
Well, I'm definitely not going to do that today. Anywhere else, where maybe I could find schematics?
Schematics. Well, you give me a day or two, I could rustle up a few contacts, and next time I put a night market together, I might have someone who can meet you with that kind of knowledge. But like I said, I'll have to pull a few strings.
What'll it cost me?
Well, I'll say, you took a bullet in the name of my venue, so I'd say this one is on the house.
I'd appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Well, thank you.
Just make sure you remind your friend Nero that I exist.
Oh, I shall. I don't know where he's got off to, but I'll send him a note. I'll send him a note before I go try to just kind of lay down and practice that breathing thing I hear so much about.
It sounds like a good idea. I'll be in touch when I can. See if I can get someone with knowledge of the arcane arts of water filtration for you.
I appreciate that, and once this is not so painful, if you need anything done around the cabaret, just let me know.
Sure thing. You should come check out a show sometime. A little bit of a distraction from that difficult life that you seem to lead.
Yeah, maybe I can get Nero to come with me.
Sounds like a grand idea. I can get behind that. Now I'll leave you to your rest, and I'll start working my magic.
Oh, thank you. You be careful out there, okay?
Always will be.
All right.
Excellent. So that is in process. You indicated that you're probably going to take the rest of the day to a bit of self-care and make sure that you don't push your luck. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have kind of a bed tray, but I'm gonna be propped up and kind of working on an algorithm to fix Invictus's personality.
Excellent. Yeah, so there's a bit of back and forth, bit of tweaking here and there. And if you do have downtime, do you like to kind of head up the garden for some light entertainment or music? What do you sort of do in your downtime?
I'm still a little paranoid about being seen too far away from home, but I do try to get out, get a little fresh air while I'm working. Maybe actually read something for leisure.
Oh wow.
Or if anyone is around, and if chess is still a thing, how you see the old cats playing chess out on the lakefront sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Except I'm sure it's weird 3D illuminated chess or something.
Out on the overlooking Night City from one of the balcony areas
Yes.
on the side of the heaven. That's great. I love it. So we'll leave you playing chess with one of the old dreamers. Hopefully you're good at it. Do you think you're quite good at chess? You're technically minded?
Yeah.
Good. I like it. So you hold your own. Just give me an intelligence roll just to see how you do before we move on. Ooh. Just add your. Oh
boy. What am I? So I just a straight D10 and add my intelligence?
Yeah.
So about that punctured lung, it kind of took a lot out of me. It's hard to be strategic and think and play chess and breathe.
Yeah.
It was a 9.
Yeah, you get hammered, unfortunately.
But you know what? She knows that she probably is just she's glad to still be breathing, hard as it is to do.
Excellent. So add your body score onto your hit points. Okay. And then we will join Oleg, Olympia, and Nero as they pull up to the gate in the executive zone in the foothills high above the twinkling lights of Night City arrayed behind you. So you have permission to be here. You've been sort of phoned ahead by Max. So one of the guards comes to the window. He just holds up a scanner. It scans Oleg's face, points it at you guys. Yeah. He just waves you in.
Easy.
No, not searched at all.
Well, either he doesn't like his employers or their security is just lax.
Maybe both.
I should have brought my pistol.
No, I think everyone is safer without it.
When you live behind huge wall, you get a bit complacent. You think you know who is getting in and out. Plus, every 3 blocks is armed guard. If you cause trouble, you will bring hell down on your head.
Yes, Oleg, but are the walls there to keep the monsters out or to keep the monsters in?
Ah, very wise. Is that from one of your songs?
No, it's from a book I read a long time ago.
Ah, I've heard of these books. Don't have much time for them myself.
You should try one sometime. Now, Nero, are you going to behave?
Define behave.
As in behave, as in appear to be a bodyguard, as in appear to not crack jokes at my expense in front of people we're trying to impress.
Okay, yes, I will.
Brilliant. Thank you oh so much.
Should I keep referring to you as Lady Olympia?
You can just call me Olympia. It's fine. Thank you very much.
Yes, Your Grace.
Oh, God.
And are you going by Nero, by the way?
Your Royal Highness.
Your Highness. What was that, Phil?
Are you going by Nero?
Well, the face scan, wouldn't it be like an ID?
Well, yeah, you can tell me what name you basically submitted your face and his face when you were arranging when to meet with Darvo. So you could submit whatever name you want with his face.
I'm gonna go by Jackson.
It's not a centralized database or anything.
Let's go by Jackson.
Jackson, lovely.
Yeah.
So you pull up to a hyper-modern home, all intersecting lines at exciting angles. The glass walls reveal it to be airy, spacious, and clean. And it's even softened by an area of greenery outside that, while not large, is exquisitely tended. And a trike and a play gym outside suggest the Darvos have at least one young child.
I sincerely hope the child is in bed.
It's getting on for late, so yeah, we probably we'll have to see. So kids, they get up in the middle of the night for no reason or whatever. Yes, you climb out of the car, and you can the gate opens for you, and you can stroll up to the door.
And can you remind me, please, because Olympia is quite tall, but was Darvo taller than her, or was he pretty much on her level?
He's very tall. He's like 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
Okay, good. So Olympia's got 5-inch heels on.
Okay.
Just so that she's at the exact same height.
Okay, you guys are towering.
Mm-hmm. But that's actually how tall. I mean, that's never mind.
I'm like 5'9", so it's towering to me. So you turn up in your red and yellow mustard and ketchup, and before you can even sort of buzz the door or whatever, the door is thrown open by this beautiful woman who introduces herself. Hi, I'm Alicia Darvo. Please come in. She's got blemishless black skin that just radiates. This perfect symmetry of her face is broken only by like a single beauty spot. And from just being around at this time of the red, that it's got to be a sculpt job. It's too perfect. That face has been curated. So she
has it been curated well.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
Is it done well? Okay.
She's absolutely stunning, and she's kind of elegant but casual. She's got mid-length, kind of tan pants and this lovely fabric and a flowing white blouse, gold jewelry, and then her arms are like high-end Rocklins, and they are sort of wreathed in kind of vines and flowers that look almost real, and they even sort of slightly kind of move gently as they go. And this is kind of one of Rockland's signature thing, is that their high-end product, they're moving away from kind of naturalistic stuff and really moving into very kind of designer, almost inhuman stuff as well. And that's what she's got. And they're quite tasteful. They're not kind of over the top, but they are quite eye-catching. And she introduced herself as Alicia, and she goes, Hello, welcome. You must be Olympia, and this is Jackson. Did you say he was your partner? I can't remember what Max told me.
He is many things, but mostly he is for my protection.
I would only be so lucky.
Oh, well, you should be safe here, and we do have enough food for you, so don't worry too much about that. Do come in.
Olympia will come in, and assumedly there would be someone there to take their coats, etc., etc., etc.
Well, there's a rack you can put your coat on. She'll take your coat for you. She'll take it off.
No, she's going to take her coat off and throw it at Nero.
Oh. Okay, excellent. Yeah.
Of course, Lady Olympia. Gladly, Lady Olympia. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yes, to be quiet and come to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm afraid Max is still finishing up in the kitchen. He does like to cook. He says it's a bit of a lost art. Sorry?
He's cooking?
Well, yes. It's a little hobby that he has. We get some real food through. We know some people in Biotechnica, and they actually provide us with a little bit of free food. We got a bit of broccolini, some fresh tomatoes, and he's doing a wonderful pasta. He thinks it's a bit of a lost art. He thinks it's a bit of a hobby. He's rather good, though.
I'm sure he's absolutely brilliant at it. And how long have you been married?
Oh, going on 6 years now. Very happily married, in fact.
And your children? How many?
Hold on. What number did she say?
6.
Okay. I thought she said 60 at first. I'm like,
oh.
Slide.
My goodness.
Oh, yes. You saw the yard. Yes, we have just our young son, Mason. He is asleep for now. I thought I should give you a tour of the Darvo residence while,
absolutely.
While
that
Max
sounds
finishes
lovely.
up.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. Do. And she takes one of her arms like you do when you're pretending to be friends with someone you don't like.
So here in the vestibule, she points out there's a rolling drone here. Like a ground drone on its charging station, and it has been painted with spots. And she points out that we've named it Pepper. It has this habit of leaping to life occasionally and patrolling the grounds fruitlessly, and it scares Mason half to death. So we thought, give it a paint job, give it a name, and treat it something like a pet.
Oh my goodness, how absolutely adorable that is.
I know, it's wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, come with me. Here's the dining room through there, where we'll be eating in a bit. Kitchen's tucked around the corner. We won't disturb Max for now.
Of course.
Bathrooms are down here, should you need to excuse yourself. And here is my pride and joy. This is our rumpus room. Now,
what?
You may think the rumpus room. You may think that all the consoles in here and the pinball machines are Mason's or Max's. They're actually mine. I'm a bit of an enthusiast and a bit of a historian. And if you're not careful, I'll rope you into one-on-one me in Soul Warriors after dinner. What do you think about that?
Oh, I'm sure I couldn't possibly be any kind of challenge. Maybe Jackson.
Jackson, do you play?
My lady, she is being bashful. She is very talented. You should see what she can do.
Excellent. I like someone who thinks they can do a bit of a hustle. Maybe we can even put a bit of money on it, hey?
Possibly. Quite possibly.
Oh, it is so nice to have guests.
I mean, pinball.
Yes.
That is something I did not expect to see.
Well, it's classic, You can't beat a bit of analog.
No, possibly. I mean, you could always make it more difficult for yourself. Play it blindfolded. I don't know.
Well, we'll work up to it. This is through there is actually Max's office. I have urged him not to take his work home, but unfortunately, it's not a battle I expect to win. That is locked, and I just thank you to stay away from there, obviously. And
Over her shoulder, of course, while Alicia's walking forward, she's going to over her shoulder at Nero and be like,
so Nero, you'll see that it has what looks like a biometric lock attached to it. That will need bypassing, or it will perhaps be attached to a net somewhere. We'll get to where the nets might be in a minute or two. But the tour ends in the kitchen, where his Max, no longer in his suit and no longer bald. In fact, his tech hair he's let grow out a little bit. He's let it extend a little bit, so it's a little bit more casual, a little bit more flowing. As I said, he's got a bit of an apron on, and it looks like he's swapped out. You didn't know that he had cyber legs, but yes, he does have cyber legs. And again, these are in a sort of slightly inhuman style, but rather than mimicking nature, they're decidedly more kind of slimline and abstract in their design. You can just see his feet poking out from underneath his chinos, and they are these rather kind of angular, sharp designed feet poking out from underneath there, very much in line with Rockland's game plan or their design aesthetic. Now, Nero, I'm guessing you've been looking around during your tour.
Yes, I have.
Can you give me a perception check, please?
Okay. You said perception?
Yes.
I'm good at that one. That's an 18.
Great. That's really good. So you noticed that there is a access point for net running in the front vestibule where the drone is docked. And there is one in the rumpus room as well. Access points there and there for a net.
There's one in the front vestibule where the drone was docked, and then what was the other one?
The rumpus room, the gaming room.
Yes, got it.
And the biometric lock is a face scan lock. And you estimate it would take you you could bypass it, but it looks kind of difficult. Maybe a DV-17 security tech check would bypass the lock to his office directly. So that's your intel from the tour as you make your way around.
Perfect.
And finally, after you get through the kitchen and he's just wrapping up, he's doing a bit of traditional hospitality, and he brings dinner to the table. A lovely, gently charred broccolini and fresh tomato salad, fresh tomato pasta to begin with. Probably the best food either of you have had in a long, long time.
Not bad.
I'm quite impressed by the level of skill you have. It's not a pastime I would normally associate with someone in your position.
Well, we all have to have our hobbies, and having real food again, it seems a shame not to do as much as you possibly can with it. But thank you very much for your compliment. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere near your amazing level of skill in performing. So I'll take that as a very fine compliment from you.
Oh yes, but I've had so many lovely banquets, so many places, and this certainly rivals any that I've ever had.
Well, there's nothing like a bit of home-cooked food, is there?
True.
Now, I have to let Alicia get this out of the way to begin with.
Okay.
Alicia, do you want to ask the question you wanted to ask? And yes, darling, don't embarrass me, but Olympia, Max has told me that you are you are rather cultured, and that's one of the reasons that Aubrey is so protective of you. And I was just wondering if you had any time that you might consider tutoring Mason in some of the lost classics.
Lost classics of music?
Well, yes. I know that while you do make some of your own, that you are a collector of the culture of yesteryear, something that's so sadly lost in these difficult times for all of us.
It is. It is actually part of my life's journey to revive it, to bring them all back.
That is so noble.
Focus. And
So
you know
noble.
what? And you like Nero can tell like that Olympia's eye is twitching slightly. But
I'm trying not to laugh.
yeah. And she's like, I think it might be lovely if I could, maybe pass some of this interest along to your beautiful child.
Oh, that is so wonderful. He's a rather willful child. I believe we might have spoiled him slightly, but perhaps a deeper understanding of these things might mellow him out somewhat. I'm so glad you agreed. That is really wonderful.
Of course. I mean, I'm sure. I know that. May I call you Max, or do you prefer Maximilian?
Max is absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm. I know that Max had said that there was something you all wished to discuss. Is that what you wanted to ask?
Well, that was my wife's separate question, but
oh, okay.
As the food is cleared and you get to sort of dinner and drinks, he will kind of open up to his main topic at hand for you. And he says, how long have you both lived in Night City? You've been here all your lives?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you know this, but Night City's really lagging behind, recovering from the war. I've been moved down from Boston, and things are going much better up there. Night City got hit hard. It's not the fault of the people here, but I think I can be part of changing that. I think in 30 years, Night City really would be a place worth talking about again. If we get behind it. Now, sure, things will never be perfect, but I think we can be part of making the city a better place.
Oh,
and what's the problem is that we need to get Night City back to work. The people have been crammed in the overpacked suburbs for decades.
Mm.
They want to get back to work. They want to have the dignity of work. They want to contribute to society.
Mm.
But there's plenty to be done, but the workforce needs training. They need rehabilitation. Those who are injured or sick or have taken injuries through the vagaries of the post-war period, they need to be lifted up, brought back on their feet. Look at what me and Alicia have here. We have a family. We have a home. We have stability. I want to share that with the people of Night City. If people can finally have homes again, the mega buildings won't be finished for a decade or more, but the corporations can offer people that stability once again. And we're going to be a part of that. Now, be patient. I am getting to your part in this, but allow me to wax lyrical a little bit more. Rockland's going to be partnering with the other corporations of Night City. We're going to offer our products as part of an onboarding program. You want to get back to work for Biotechnica, for a construction corporation. Rockland will offer you cybernetics. The corporations will offer you housing, dormitories for you to stay and work in. Comprehensive packages. In Europe, they're talking about universal healthcare provision, if you can believe that.
Oh,
I don't know if that's just.
That would be.
I know.
amazing.
I mean, I don't know if that's just a rumor to make, their position against U.S. politics sound better. But yeah, We need to start upping our game in what we offer to people. And so if they come to the corporations, they get working again, we can offer that. But here's the problem. People don't trust us. They don't understand that we're here to help and that a rising tide lifts all boats. We need people on board with this initiative. People who have come from the streets and through the involvement of corporations like yourself, Olympia. People who've been raised up to fulfill their potential, to get those doubters over the line and get people back into these programs and into work. I want you to be the ambassador for this program. I want you to share your story with Night City so that people know that they can trust us, that they can come on board with Biotechnica, with Rocklin, and have us help them get back to work and be a part of the Night City of tomorrow. And of course, your career in the process is going to be turbocharged. What do you think of that?
And you know, she's definitely going to have the very practiced game face on that she's learned with Aubrey, which is the face of I'm incredibly interested in what you're saying. And at the same time, she also kicked Nero under the table. But you know, it just sounds like such an amazing idea. Do you have any documentation perhaps I could take with me and go over and I could think about what part I could play for you?
Excellent. Yeah, you know, I don't think you have to say yes right now. Do you want to give me an acting role as well?
Sure. Why not? Okay. I have acting somewhere in this sheet, I swear. Where is it?
The little section in the middle column. Performing skills.
Oh, there you are. 17.
Yeah, he buys it. Yeah. Oh, well, let's give him his human perception roll. Drop my D10 on the floor. Oh, yeah, he crit fails. He's just so excited by his proposal and the fact that you're here and he's ready and he's going to be Night City savior, that he's just like, yes, you're on board. That's wonderful. That's brilliant. Well, you guys should stick around. Let's have some drinks. Let's keep it casual and we can discuss your ideas, my ideas. I'm so excited. This is going to be great. We'll have some drinks. I got some raw whiskey.
Ooh.
I have to tell you, I'm excited, folks. I'm so excited.
Oh, this should be amazing.
We're going to save this city.
Oh,
and that's where we'll leave this. That's where we're going to leave this week's session.
Oh, yeah, 100% trustworthy.
He believes it.
Well, that's the thing is we're going to have to check and see whether he actually believes his own bullshit.
Now is the time for you to throw in your secret word. Remember that the competition is US only for the physical and digital Syrinscape. The digital and physical Cyberpunk Red copy and the year subscription to Syrinscape. Pop that in while we sign off. Kelli, would you like to tell everyone about yourself and where we can find you?
Sure. I'm Kelli, mostly known as the Opera Geek. You can find me at the Opera Geek on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else fine beverages are sold. I am also streaming here on Twitch, video game playthrough of Shadow of War. I will probably be playing some more tomorrow night, and on Sunday as well. Monday nights, I'm in Rime of the Frost Maiden over on Simon's channel, and I was not present for their episode last week, and I'm sure they didn't do anything awful to my character in the least bit. And then Tuesday, we will be back with Tales by the Ghostlight. It's a conversation about the arts, and our very first guest is going to be B. Dave Walters, who is a lovely, lovely, lovely human being. So that's at 2 p.m. on twitch.tv/The Opera Geek on Tuesdays.
Nice. Thank you very much, Sara.
Hi, I'm Sara. You probably know me on Twitter at MustangSart. Wow, my brain's just gone. Sorry. I've just posted the most recent and new version of the combat wheelchair, literally like an hour ago who posted it,
Oh, cool.
which is version 2.1. If you want to check it out, completely free to download, print, use in your games. And it's got a bunch of subclasses now, one of those being for Matt Mercer's Blood Hunter, if you want to check that out.
Fantastic. Gabe.
Hello, I'm Gabe at Gabe James Games. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much anywhere across the internet. Monday, you can find me on D&D's Twitch channel at 1 p.m. Pacific time, playing through Rime of the Frost Maiden. As always, you can find me here Thursdays, and every other Friday, you can find me on the Roll20 Twitch channel at 10 a.m. Pacific time for a talk show, Tabletop Table Talk, where I'm just giving GM tips, basically.
Excellent. And Tanya.
Hello, I'm Tanya, Cypher here. Let's see. This week a lot is going on. Saturday, you can find me on my own channel doing D&D with the homies, supported by Astro Gaming and Wizards of the Coast for Black History Month. Sunday, Rebels Waterdeep returns over on our own channel, 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Central. And then on my own channel, I stream kind of whenever I have free time, which isn't very often. So, yeah, find me everywhere, Cypher Tier, say hi, give a follow. And if you like what I do, you know where to find me.
Excellent. Now, we seem to be having a little bit of trouble with the giveaway. Can you pop out here with your voice on, Simon, and sign yourself off now that it's working?
Hello. Yes.
There we go.
Nightbot had stopped responding. So if y'all want to enter in the contest right away with your special keyword as I do my sign off. For some reason, Nightbot decided not to respond, but now it works. So that said, I am Simon at Wandering DM. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Thank you to all of you cast. Thank you, Phil, for taking the time to play. You can find me over on my channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for some more Cyberpunk Red. Then on Saturday, I'll be over on Level Up TTV for Scion. Then on Sunday on Praxagora Thesmophoria for some romantic fantasy. And then on Monday, back with Rime of the Frost Maiden over on my channel, where we are going to learn that Kelly's character has been turned into a burrito.
Wait, what? Listen, you already made me you already dropped a bombshell on me a couple weeks ago, so you need to stop. Oh no.
Sorry, are you ready to pull the trigger on the giveaway?
Ready to click it. Click it to win it. LOA 42, you are the winner. Please, LOA, send me a message on Twitch, a private message on Twitch, or a DM on Twitter at wandering_DM, and I'll get you what you need to receive your prizes and all of that.
Excellent. Thank you to all the cast and to Simon. Thank you to Syrinscape for powering this up, and to our Talsorian Games for supporting it as well. I am Phil. I am on Twitter as @Scruff. That's SKKRUF, and I'm part of Baby Beard Media. You can find us at Baby Beard Media on Twitter and on YouTube, and also where all good podcasts are sold. So we do some TTRPG podcasts, as well as some pop culture podcasts, and gaming content on our YouTube channel, which we do daily uploads on, playing indie games and horror games and all sorts of fun stuff. So please come check us out if you like what I do here. You can find more of it if you search for Baby Beard Media. But until next week, that is it from all of us. Be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye.